welcome to Crawls on RC. Now this is the first video of many that we're going to be doing, kind of like a tech video, kind of showing you like tips and tricks, things that you can do to your RCs to make them look better and perform amazing. Now this video is actually sponsored by Knight Customs. Check them out on Facebook, Instagram. Their parts are available at shapeways.com, RPP Hobbies, and amainhobbies.com. This video, we're focusing on bodies and body parts. Specifically, this body. This is the Axial SCX10 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. This body isn't as scratched up, dirty, crusty as maybe some people's, but I do feel it is in need of a refresh. So the parts that we have from Knight's for this video is radiator part. This is the first gen one that he did. This is my favorite for these kind of bodies because you see these little brackets? They actually screw right to the insides of these fenders. Now this will work with the brand new JK body as well as this one, as long as they have these detachable fenders. The second part we have is this grill. Now, this is the angry grill that has this hole cut out. I like this because you don't see them that often. And I think it'll tie into what I want to do with this body. And finally, our third part. An RIPP intercooler for the turbo. Now, this is a really cool part. Very detailed. I don't know if you can see too well in there. You have all the radiator detail, hose with the hose clamps. It's really cool. Same with this one. You've got radiator detail, you've got actual bolts on that cross brace. It's really awesome. Alright, so to get started, you're gonna need a sharp knife. Now I use these Axial hobby knives. Focus. Excelblades.com, right out of New Jersey. Super sharp, really nice. Some awesome knives. But now what we're gonna do on this body is, see that body line right there between the grill, fender, and the hood? Take this knife and you just score, which means to kind of cut right along that line. It's gonna cut through just a little bit of this Lexan, which will allow us to fold it and it'll break. You'll have a crisp line going right through it, which is important to match up for the lines on this. And voila, nice clean cuts. And when you have something like this, a little bit, you can just take some sandpaper, sand that down. If you're really good, you can use your knife, which is what I'm going to do. Just kind of straighten some of these lines out. Headlights. What I like to use are these. They're from Proline Racing. And they come with, I think, about 7 or 8. And it's a light bar, and I like them because they're chrome. And once you turn on that LED, they're gonna be bright. So, just gonna do a little test fit. It looks like I'm going to need to trim right there to get it to fit snug. Perfect. Sits flush right with that. Now the glue I'm using is just from my local hobby store. Tire glue works great, just as long as it's the CA glue. See at the bottom, you can use Axial Racing light buckets. You can use these holes for it right there. Now with the Proline ones, doesn't really line up the way I'm using it. You can actually trim this out if you want the headlights to stick out more. I don't. So make sure that that hole is lined up. Glue these right in. Alright, so now once these are dry, time to move on to the installation. A 2mm driver. Now with these, when they're plastic, you want to cut right here on each one. And since these are metal, I've got to use this, cut them off. Now, line up the screws and reinstall. Okay, now that the radiator assembly is installed, time to get the intercooler in place. Now for that, just going to simply glue it right in. Now you take your intercooler, CA glue, put just a little bit of glue right there, because that's where it's going to be touching the radiator bracket, cross brace, whatever, right there. Now I didn't realize, but there's these two bottom parts to glue. I'm just gonna lift it up, put a little dab, not the arm thing that young kids do, put a little dab of glue. There you go. Almost done. Now, really, I think this looks cool. I think you could leave it like this sometimes if you want to do some kind of like rat rod build or some kind of custom build. I think it's cool with just the whole radiator and that intercooler showing. But we're going to put this grill on. I don't have anything covering this hole. What I will do in a later video is I'll show you what to use to cover this so it looks like actual mesh. Kind of like on a real full-scale Jeep or vehicle, whatever. So this install is pretty easy and straightforward because you have these two bosses on each side of this grill that match up with that hole and that hole on each side. And there it is, all installed. Doesn't it look pretty? These little guys, the light buckets, are found in a lot of Axial kits, Axial lighting packages. A lot of times they're used for like brake lights. I've seen them used on like the G6 Jeep and all that. They have a little screw back that you put a little nut on, drill hole, and it holds it into place. However, the Night Customs grill, these are your blinkers. Now I'm using clear. You can use the yellow ones. You can also paint them so that they match, you know, with the factory look or whatever. But I want to go for a more custom look. My lights are going to be amber behind this. I'm just going to use them clear. Now what you can do, you just take it, push it in, and it's such a tight tolerance with the grill and these lights. You can't just press these in, and they hold pretty well. I've never lost one, and I've ran Jeeps with the Night Custom grills at 3 Axial Fests, and not one of them fallen out. But, I mean, for safeguards, you can just CA glue these suckers in, they'll never come out. Looks really good. Now, I did forget to put these lenses back on the headlights. And all I have to do is just pop these right out of the retainers, and now I'll just glue these right into place. These are nice because they're clear. The Proline logo looks really cool, especially lit up. First, Night Customs grill install video from Crawl Zone RC. Check us out, Facebook, Instagram,